We often think of trauma as something obvious: flashbacks, panic attacks, nightmares. But the truth is, trauma is sneaky. It doesn't always crash through the door. Sometimes it slips quietly into everyday life, showing up in ways most people wouldn't connect to pain at all. That's why it can be so confusing. A friend might go quiet at a party. A coworker might apologize for things that aren't their fault. A loved one might seem distant or on edge all the time. From the outside, it's easy to misunderstand. From the inside, it feels like survival. The thing is, once you understand how trauma shows up, you start to see people differently, with more compassion, with more patience, and maybe with more understanding toward yourself too. Here are 9 common ways trauma can show up in daily life. 1. They feel uneasy around people. Crowds, loud conversations, even an unexpected phone call. These can feel overwhelming for someone with trauma. Psychotherapist Katie Gillis explains that if a person grew up in chaos, always on edge, that tension sticks. A knock on the door or a packed room might not seem like much, but for them it can trigger old fears. Over time, this makes social situations draining, and even friendships start to feel like battles. 2. They shut down or isolate. When things get overwhelming, some people with trauma retreat. They might go quiet mid-conversation, bury themselves in their phone, or step out of the room altogether. According to Gillis, this is about control. When life feels unpredictable, pulling back gives them a moment to breathe. Triggers very loud voices, a familiar smell, even an unexpected change of plans. Some people even plan their day around avoiding surprises. But all it takes is one wrong move to send them inward. 3. They rely on compulsions. Compulsions are like shields. Sometimes they look like drinking too much or using substances, but often they're more subtle: overeating, endless scrolling, or keeping people at a distance. Katie Gillis notes that for some, even physical closeness feels unsafe. So they build barriers, sometimes without even realizing it. While these habits protect them from pain, they also create distance in relationships, leading to cycles of push and pull. 4. Their body carries the weight. Trauma doesn't just live in the mind, it settles in the body too. Random aches, sleepless nights, fatigue, restlessness, even a lower sex drive can all be linked. Psychologists explain that PTSD can rewire brain chemistry, disrupting sleep, metabolism, and neurotransmitters. In a way, the body speaks when the mind is too overwhelmed to put the pain into words. 5. They over-apologize. Ever met someone who says sorry for everything, even when it's not their fault? That's often a trauma response. Katie Gillis connects it to growing up in environments where mistakes were punished harshly. Over-apologizing becomes a way to avoid conflict, anger, or rejection. It's not just politeness, it's protection. Behind every sorry is someone preparing for a reaction that might not come. 6. Their emotions swing quickly. Trauma can turn emotions into a roller coaster. A sharp comment, a loud noise suddenly, they're upset or snapping. This isn't about being dramatic. Trauma changes how the brain regulates emotions, especially in areas like the amygdala. That's why someone can flip from calm to angry, or affectionate to distant, in seconds. Relationships often feel the impact of these sudden changes the most. It's the brain's way of checking out when things feel unbearable. Dr. Laurie Lauren calls this a freeze response, like animals playing dead when escape isn't an option. It can be triggered by something small: a certain song, a familiar face, and while it shields in the moment, it often leaves people feeling disconnected from their own reality. 8. They stay on high alert. Hypervigilance is another common sign. Even in safe spaces, trauma survivors may scan the room, flinch at sudden noises, or double and triple check locks. It's not paranoia, it's survival mode stuck in on. while it once helped them stay safe. In everyday life, it's exhausting, both mentally and physically. 9. They avoid reminders. Finally, many trauma survivors cope by avoiding reminders of what they've been through. This can mean steering clear of certain places, people, or even hobbies. At first, this feels protective, but over time, their world gets smaller and smaller. What used to be a full life becomes a careful walk on a tightrope. Now, did you see that? Trauma doesn't always look like what you see in movies. More often, it's quiet. It hides behind apologies, silence, or habits that outsiders may label as weird or overly sensitive. But every behavior has a story. If you see yourself in this list, know this. You're not broken, and you're not alone. Healing is possible. Support from therapists, trusted friends, or even small acts of self-compassion can make a real difference. Take the next step toward healing. One gentle way to start rebuilding safety in your mind and body is through mindfulness and meditation. They help calm the nervous system and give you space to breathe again. There's a program I recommend that offers free meditation and mindfulness courses, along with deeper options if you'd like to go further. You can even try the full premium version for just $1 for 14 days.